Hey everybody, this is the man from Brooklyn. I hope everybody had a great week. My topic today is going to be being a black man in America today. Well, we always had racial problems and stuff like that. Me coming up in the mid '80s, and I just dealt with it as I, went along. But now it's getting real bad. Yeah, we have different divisions and different colors and different nationalities. And yes, I know I spoke to some young black people today, and we sat and spoke about different topics in law enforcement and military. I know I just happen to be fortunate to be in all of them, and I feel this way. Yeah, there is different degrees of black people here in the United States, and let me define that more clearly. Like, one dark skinned person came to me, and even the older generation doing time have passed. Light skinned black people are treated different from dark skinned black people. And you see that all the time, even when, when I'm in uniform, just doing whatever duties I'm doing, they can kind of treat me as more on the law enforcement side. But when you go in different places, like buying a car and stuff, I sit and watch and see how they treat folks differently, but based on your color, and it's wrong. For instance, in law enforcement, if you're doing law enforcement in a predominantly white neighborhood and you got a black cop with you, the first thing the white person will run up to the white officer, and then sometimes it's embarrassing for them, and they find out the black officer is the one, the supervisor in charge. I really fall out laughing. And that's the difference, the degree of prejudice you still have today, and you have that in society, even in the job market. We can't get around in this and try to think for what people think. And people have a bad problem with judging folks as, looking at them when they first see them on first hand. That's human nature. My experience, and even with me, I may judge a person, but I don't make it so obvious. And then I try to check that person out and talk to them and treat them as an individual. And then you go from there. You may see a person that look like a bum and stuff like that. You don't know his background. He may have 5 degrees or whatever. We see that on the street. Some people have post-traumatic stress and lose it, and they end up bums on the street. And they're well educated, and people treat them like trash. And when they get to know them, they be sharp. Other words, don't judge a person by their appearance, because when you try to judge them by their appearance, you're always gonna mess up all the time. That's not a good way to judge a person. And treat people the way you want to be treated. With this rioting and stuff we got going on, all cops is not the same, all firemen is not the same. Yeah, we all have our prejudice, but that's when I pray and push that on the side and meet them as they are, meet the people as what they are, and then you go from there. That's my message on about folks judging other folks based on color and race. You're always going to have that here. You can never get around it. It's going to be existing until the day we die. Yes, it's going to get better. I see it's going to get better. But by rioting and destroying people's property is not the way. And here we go again. We support our protesters and stuff, and you do what you got to do. Now, we still got, I call it the weed and seed program, weeding all these bad apples out in every department. You're going to have them. And be yourself. Don't change your personality to fit somebody else's need. Be yourself. I know it's hard. You may have different friends when you start being yourself, because they start saying, oh, you don't go along with the program, so we don't want you to be part of it. And of course I'm not going along with this program. It's not right. So you're going to come out and discriminate against another person because they don't go along with the program. Young officers and firefighters or whatever you may be in public safety, yeah, you're going to be annexed, even in the military, because you're doing what's right. These are the last days that people think they put what's right is wrong and wrong is right. Well, you can't fix that. Wrong is still wrong and right is still right. And I'm always going to preach that. You may be annexed. I get annexed all the time. Nothing you can do about it. For instance, if you're working at a job, jumping the subject a little bit, and you're not happy on that job, and you're miserable every day going to that job, make no difference how much money you're making. You need to go find another job. Sometimes you got to get a cut in income. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And I experienced that myself. Be happy. You heard that song before. Be happy. and do what you got to do. And that will relieve the stress off you and your post-traumatic stress, where you don't be going off and flaring off at people. Sometimes you have to get up and just walk away from them and go outside and get air. And then you can say whatever you say, like, oh, that person's crazy. You know, I think we gonna believe that. You go back in and start all over again. Sometimes you can't talk to that person. You have to wait till the next day and talk to that person. But these are thoughts I was led to give you guidance, and I believe this helping somebody. And remember what I always say before: find a friend, talk to him, as long as he's not giving you no crazy advice, and on your spiritual leaders, and keep doing what's right, because you're gonna come out ahead in the long run. And remember, don't forget to subscribe on the right-hand side. The Man from Brooklyn. And remember, if you send me an email at aclarkbanks@aol.com and write a little paragraph or something, I will send you your free t-shirt. I appreciate your time, and I will be sharing you with my next video. And y'all have a blessed day.